I somehow got my hands on secret technology that they don't want you to have, be it governments or corporations, and I'm talking crazy things ranging from bird drones all the way to literal vomit guns that induce nausea just from listening to a certain sound. All the tech you're about to see is very cool, but if you do get your hands on it, proceed with caution. So with that being said, we have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. In this box right here, I have a technology called the Tesla coil, which is basically this high voltage, high frequency transformer that was created by Nikola Tesla in the 1890s. And what it does is acts as an electromagnetic interferer, which means that it can quite literally shut down any electronics that it goes in front of. I have no idea how these things are legal. They seem pretty powerful, and at its most extreme form, this is how the government apparently shuts down power grids across the entire world. So if there's ever been a massive outage or something where there's like, oh, airplanes can't fly and the grid is shut down, it's likely because there's some form of electromagnetic interference happening. And this is the device that does it. This should be crazy, and it already looks kind of crazy. This looks fake. Like, look at this. How is this legal to possess? It looks like a ray gun. So this is a handheld Tesla coil. Oh, and it turns on pretty quickly. Okay. I do not want to get myself into any trouble with this. And here is the coil in question that I'm going to basically attach to it. And then I think when I put this together, I can shoot it at some things and some crazy stuff happens. How do I turn this off? I really would like this off because I don't want to get like shocked or anything. All right, so here it is. This is the finished device. This is what it looks like. Again, it looks like some futuristic gun because I guess that's what it is. Okay, and you'll see like a bunch of numbers. I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of this means. I am going to try and shoot it once. I don't know where I should do this. This feels incredibly unsafe. I don't think it's a smart move, but I'm going to do it nonetheless. Let me just make sure I got no electronics that I want broken nearby. Let's just do a little shoot. What does it shoot? Oh my gosh, look at this. Wait, I don't want to like break my webcam. Let me put on some goggles. Okay, literally look at this. Do you see that lightning? That is a real thing that's happening here. This creates actual like electric. Wait, let me shut the lights off. It might be cooler. Okay, here's in darker lighting. Whoa, and you hear that? Okay, so now I'm gonna try this on something. All right, so apparently the two coolest things to try it on is an unplugged light bulb and then some aluminum, so that's what I'll be doing here. Now, safety first. Make sure you have your protection on. I'm going to turn the lights off, and I'm going to see whether or not I can light this light bulb just from shocking it. Okay, here we go. Do you see that? I don't want to break it. That feels crazy. How is this? Wait, what is happening? Hold on. I'm not even kidding. So that just worked. When I click this, for some reason, the Amazon, wait, watch, this is crazy. Hold on, let me start screen sharing this. Okay, so this is the screen that is currently up on Amazon. This was just up, okay? Now look at this. I'm going to do what I was just doing. I swear this is what's happening. It was happening before. I'm gonna do this enough to see if it works. The screen was changing, I swear. Okay, and now it's time for the aluminum foil to see what happens with this. Oh, that's kind of cool. This might be the coolest thing that I've ever purchased. I want to do it again because I realized my mouse wasn't in frame, but I'm gonna click this. Now watch the screen. Look at it. Look at it. Insanity. So I could definitely see why the Tesla coil gun is kept secret under wraps by the government. It could definitely get intense. And in my hand, I just have a small microcosm of that. I love this thing. It's pretty crazy. I definitely wouldn't recommend getting your hands on this just because it probably could be a safety issue if you start like zapping people left and right, like I just did to you right there. Sorry about that. But very cool technology, and I'm glad that I am now a possessor of this Tesla coil. I'm excited to see what else we have. This next piece of secret technology is an AI-powered drone that's apparently noiseless, and I spent way too much money on this, but this is what people use. It's called the Hover Air X1. Nowadays, people obviously have drones everywhere, so this isn't crazy that drones exist. I think the cat was out of the bag like 20 years ago on drones, but this one in particular, I am told, is pretty crazy. Also, I'm doing this because I remember you guys didn't like the fact that I didn't know how to operate a drone on like this Temu video I did, so I'm basically righting my wrongs now to show you that I do know how to operate a drone. Well, I don't, but I'm gonna basically learn right now. You're telling me this thing is supposed to deliver my Amazon package? Okay, it looks like a cooling fan. I don't understand how this is a drone. Okay, now I see it. So this is what it looks like, and it is equipped with cameras, everything, the whole 9 yards. Do I just turn it on? How easy is this to just like get going? Wow, this has a lot of cameras on it. All right, so leave it to me to figure this out, and then we're gonna go ahead and play with this. I'll go outside and you'll see kind of the different capabilities that this little thing for multiple hundreds of dollars is able to do, and why they don't want your hands on it. All right, so our drone is about to take flight, so I'm just setting it up and doing the tutorial. Whoa, okay. So it should be smart enough to know to come back to me, and wow.
So I didn't even do anything. That just came back to me. Kind of blew my mind. Okay, this is a cool drone. And now it's gonna be recording as well. So now what this is gonna do, it's going to track me. So I think I have to walk around it and it's just gonna track me. All right, so let's see if it follows me. Oh, I don't love that. Why is he, I'm not doing anything. He's just following me. Okay, so now he's officially mapped to me. So now this thing is going to just follow me wherever I go. Wow, you can't escape him, okay. And then I think like he'll just return to me if I do this. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so now it's gonna go directly above me, I think. That's what it said. So he's 16 feet up right now, and now wherever I go, he's going to follow me, I think. Or maybe not. Okay, I think he lost sight of me. I need him to follow me better. What kind of AI government drone are you? All right, let me bring him down. All right, I don't believe he's gonna follow me because I haven't seen him move this way yet. Oh no, wow, this is kind of crazy. Can I go like under him? Let's see if he can detect that. All right, I feel bad. He's wondering where his father is. Let me go back. Let me show him that I'm still here. I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm sorry. Can you see me now? We good? There he is. He's relentless. He comes back. So I guess like this is good if you're going on a run or something and you just want like a camera for whatever reason to follow you. How fast does this go? Wow, that's fast. Oh, you're good. This is pretty cool. Very cool little handy device here. I can see why they don't want too many people wanting this because this is some powerful tech right here. Love the government drone. Glad I got my hands on it. This thing is a 10 out of 10. Really good secret tech.
Now, there've been a lot of conspiracy theories around birds, most notably calling them surveillance drones. So if you see like a pigeon on the street, it's likely spying on somebody apparently. So it could be a government, it could be an individual, whatever. And while I couldn't get my hands on an official pigeon surveillance drone, because one, I don't think it's available to the public, and two, I'm not sure that it's officially unclassified. I think it's stuff that the government still does in secrecy. I did find a bird toy drone that actually looks like a bird, feels like a bird, but isn't a bird. So this thing will literally fly around and everything, and you're able to essentially spy on people if you want, attach a couple cameras, a microphone, do what you want with it. It even says flies like a real one. So they literally sell this bird. I mean, it's a little bit flashy, so I don't think people are gonna be super fooled by this, but just know how easy it is to spy on people by just using this. And they also have insects as well. So I've seen mosquito ones, I've seen bird ones. I think there's even like surveillance cats that you could just like use a remote control and get them along. But let's check this out, and I'm going to go ahead and fly this. All right, so there we have it. Does it look like an actual bird? These are the questions I'm looking to answer here. You know what? It kind of does, because it's pretty lean. I thought this would be bigger. All right, so the bird is officially on, and as you could see, it's the underbelly that's lit up, so I don't think you can really detect it, because if you're looking at a bird from the top or the side, it kind of gets obscured. So far, I kind of like how this was created. But it looks very real, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some batteries in this remote and get to flying. Oh, what? Relax. Oh my God, he's going so fast. Okay, I'm gonna let you fly. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, all right, I gotta do this outside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and fly this outside now. So I'm in an open park. This is probably where you'll likely see this. If you ever feel like there's a bird spying on you, this is it right here. So let's turn this on again. Ooh, so this is the flutter mode. Now I'm gonna let him fly. Feels like a bird dying. Hold on, let me take him out of his misery. Start this again. All right, second attempt. Oh, he's flying. Wow, he kind of looks like a real bird. Wow, how far does he go? All right, let me try to retrieve him to me. Have a nice soft landing. All right, never mind. I think he can do like tricks too. Wow, it just looks like a cardinal or something, like a red bird, maybe a little blue, some blue jay in there. I'm surprised how realistic that does. Oh, watch out. All right, let me call back my Pokemon now. Okay, there he is, he fell. I want him to interact with a real bird. So I'm gonna try to get close to an actual bird, and then I'll throw this and I'll see if like they think he's real. Because that's the ultimate test, if his bird friends actually believe that he himself is a bird. Oh, there's a butterfly. Go side of your butt. That is not how you act like a real bird, because butterflies are afraid of birds. So this butterfly should run away, which it's doing right now. Hold on. I think I'm gonna put him a bit higher into the sky. Wow, what a beautiful creature. You would never know he's spying on you. All right, so pretty convincing. Next time I see a bird, I'm definitely gonna look closer to see if there's a lens on it. One of the most secret and coveted technologies out there are DEWs, which are direct energy weapons. They're essentially just lasers, and governments, of course, use those to penetrate drones, tanks, and to use them in military activity. However, what if I told you that I got my hands on one, or at least a low-level one? You see, in here is something called a blue light laser, which is effectively a DEW, just not to the extent that the military would have it, but it is pretty insane, because all it is a blue light laser, and apparently it's able to burst through things like wood, plastic, and other sort of objects and materials. So it's like a real light lifesaver, and these are very illegal to purchase, so I don't know how I got my hands on one, but I have one right here. You're not supposed to look directly into it, so I'm gonna put some goggles on, aka just some glasses that I have on standby. I don't wanna like burn my retina, so I have to do this carefully, so I think I'm gonna like do it on a piece of paper to start, but I'm gonna show you what this looks like, because this is, oh, they actually give me some goggles. This is probably a much better use. Okay, they're red, so I guess red is like blue light blocking. So here it is right here. Lo and behold, it probably doesn't look too menacing, but just keep in mind that this thing is literally a lightsaber and nobody can have. This is not for civilians. All right, so the very first test is going to be this single blade of grass because this was the thinnest thing I could think of. So right here, I'm going to see whether or not the blue light can burn directly through this. I have no idea what to expect. I am just going to flash a light on it and hope that it burns. I feel like this isn't going to work. Oh my gosh, it's working. There is literal smoke coming from the grass. You see that? Oh, I wish you guys could smell it. All right, one more time just so you can see it from afar. You see where it's hitting? That is going to start smoking pretty quickly too. Oh my gosh, you see the smoke? Wow. So that burned right through that. Kind of feel bad doing it to a plant. So level 1 passed. Now it's time for level 2, which is going to be plastic. There's actually some residue from burning through this plastic, but I want to directly sort of burn this so then we can see whether this works. So let's try to burn it on plastic here. Remember, all this is a blue light. So here is a spot. There's nothing there. Now I'm going to give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Oh my gosh, it's already smoking. 2. Oh, it's smoking a lot. 1. Okay, I'm going to hold it for another 5 seconds. I don't want to like start an entire fire. Can you guys see that? Do you see all the smoke that's coming up from this? I didn't even know blue light was dangerous. It sounds so beautiful. Wow, look at that. Wow, that straight up burned a lot. Jeez, look at the ash and everything on there. So grass complete, plastic complete. Next up, we are going to do paper, but not just any paper, a paper towel, which is like a tree. And if it burns through this, then it'll probably burn through anything. Not true, but let's try it. All right, this one's already proving a bit more difficult. I see no movement right now. I need more movement. Maybe it just requires a bit more exposure. Kind of surprised though, it's not burning through. These are 2-ply. Maybe my bounty paper towels are a bit too much for this blue light laser. All right, so paper towel was a fail. But here's another piece of paper that I think actually it could burn through. And what did I say? Look at that. Burns through paper. Literally burned a direct hole through it. This thing is heavy duty. I don't think you should point this at anybody because with long enough exposure, this could definitely be dangerous. Very cool device though. I can see why the government doesn't want private citizens to have this because if this was just 2x of what this megawattage was, then I think it could do some serious damage. And if you want to know how intense this is on like a back wall, whoa, you could see it all the way back there at the very back of the room, and it is strong. Okay, I'm gonna do this at night too so you guys can see it. All right, so here's the light. I'm kind of afraid to do it. No way. That video does not do justice how crazy that light was. That reached at least a mile up. That was insane. If there was a plane in the sky, that would have hit a pilot directly in his eyeballs because this thing went at least 20,000 feet up. I am not kidding. This thing is a beast. I have no idea how this is legal. If you think about the most well-known scientific law that's ever been created, it's probably gravity, and that's because gravity is very much real. However, the government actually has a secret anti-gravitational device that I have my hands on right here. So we're gonna open this thing right now. And the way that it works is that it's a platform that basically has anti-gravitational pull so that things essentially float on it. And the government is known to use these things for a lot of different reasons, mainly military related. I feel like most secrets are because they have some sort of military angle to them. But I did get my hands on this bad boy, which will very closely replicate it if I can get it out of here. And all right, so this is the device. It is pretty heavy actually. It's called the Levitexa. So it's like levitation, but Leviteca. I don't know how to turn this on. I guess it has to be plugged in because there's a lot of power that needs to be outputted in order to go against gravity. Oh my gosh, it's actually levitating. Look at this. Look at this thing literally levitating. This witchcraft. That is crazy. It is literally just moving and levitating. This feels like this should not be happening. All right, let me try to get like a figurine or something. All right, let's try to get Winnie the Pooh now sitting on it. Apparently this is what it's for. Oh my gosh, he's floating. Look at him. I can't believe I currently possess technology that allows a literal, probably 1 pound thing to spin like that. And there's a true gap between it. Like it's just literally floating. I wonder the extents. I want to kind of like test this out to see its limits. Okay, I want to see if Brunchly could float. Might be too heavy. It kind of was. Hold on. Wow. It actually works. We have floating Brunchly. I'm gonna show what it looks like to you guys just so you could see. Literally floating. Oh my gosh. No wonder they don't want you to have this technology. It's sick. I'm a big fan of this. I can't believe I lived my life without knowing that this existed, but anti-gravitational devices and technology is very cool, and I'm glad the cat's out of the bag. But it's very powerful. You should see like the thrust in which this magnet comes collapsing down. So I wouldn't mess with it too much, but if you have like a figurine or something, it's probably good to display. Otherwise, I guess they're working on some pretty interesting military technology that will utilize this. Moving on. Now, if you like Spider-Man and him scaling buildings, then you're gonna like this one because there's literally a device that allows you to climb walls that they use in the military that the government does not want you to get your hand on, and that is this vacuum sucker, in which you could basically have 2 of these go against the wall and climb up a literal wall, which is what I'll be doing. So when you turn this puppy on, what it says here is 0 kilograms, because right now there's nothing being sucked, but this holds up to 300 kilograms, which is the equivalent of about 650 pounds. And what you have to do is any sort of flat object you can press on directly, and then you could pick it up very easily. So let's say you have like a massive couch and it's like 400 pounds. You just press this on, and then you can just pull it up at a single point of contention. So I'll show you it on a few objects, and then I'm going to take it outside because I'm able to actually scale a wall because I have 2 of these, and they could obviously hold up my body weight because I am significantly less than 300 kilograms. All right, so here's a pretty heavy object. This is a helium can, so just think of like a heavy propane gas tank, so it's kind of heavy, and it's flat, so I imagine I'll be able to pick this up. If I had to guess, I would say this is something like 20, 30 pounds. Okay, look, and see, I'm picking it up. Now it is suctioned on, and if you look right here, it says 288 kilograms, so I think that's maybe what's remaining. So since it could hold 300, that means this is 12 kilograms, which makes sense. I said it's about 20, 30 pounds, and now I'm good on here. And then when you want to let it off, you just click this little thing here, and then, yeah, that's it. So this thing is a beast. I'm gonna head outside right now, and the next time you see me, I'm gonna be like Spider-Man. All right, so here's a wall right here. So I'm gonna attempt to scale up it using these suction cups. Turn both of these on. All right, I'm not positive this is gonna work. Let's see. All right, so when I pull, it should be stuck. Oh, it is stuck. Let's try this one now. Wow, so I'm actually able to. I don't know what to do from here though, because I have to pull it off using that. So what if I, okay. So you kind of could scale. This is definitely dangerous if you fall. Oh, those are stuck on there, wow. All right, realistically, that's the highest I'm gonna get. If I had like more of these, or if somebody to kind of assist with it, you see how high you could get, because that thing is sticking. Like, look at this. You can't pull that down. So in practice, what they do in the military is they use this to scale different walls, and you're able to sneak into buildings, scale buildings, just do anything that requires you to get vertical, which I'm clearly unable to do. It was an honest attempt though. That's exhausting. The next secret tech I was able to get my hands on are stealth shoes. Now, stealth shoes are used by Navy SEALs when they're on their missions and they try to infiltrate places while being quiet, so their shoes don't make any sort of sound. Right here, this is what they look like. So these are shoes that kind of look like a sock, but then on the bottom, they have this really interesting, like kind of gravelly, like think of a new road. That's what it kind of feels like. So it's not the most pleasant, but apparently this absorbs a lot of shock, which makes sense if it was gravel because like it absorbs cars. So I could see why. They're not the best looking, but if these things make me super stealthy, I'll be happy. So on this camera is a super sensitive shotgun microphone that's basically going to pick up any sort of sensitivity when it's close to the ground. So I'm going to have this running, and I'm going to do a test with these shoes and then normal shoes, and we're going to see which one has the most sound. And we're going to see if these are actually stealthy or not. Because if they are, these might be good if you want to do some snooping. So here's what they look like. This is the shoe in the flesh. Very ugly. Not a good looking shoe, but remember, these are for function, not for fashion. All right, here we go. Okay, here are normal shoes. All right, so reviewing the sound levels, it's actually crazy because it looks as if those shoes made literally 0 sound. The only sound that's in the background is the constant air conditioning, but there is no sound coming from my walk right there. Whereas when I'm in the Crocs, you could see there's some peaks as I step through. You could kind of clearly see the steps. I honestly did not expect these to work. I thought it was kind of like a BS secret technology, but stealth shoes, very much real, and I could see why spies and Navy SEALs use these to snoop around because they are quiet. In fact, undetectably quiet. That's some good tech. Now, I actually possess this next piece of secret technology because I bought it abroad in the UK because there was a Kickstarter for somebody who created this, and I actually used it in another video, and that is quantum stealth camouflage, otherwise known as invisibility. Right here, I have an invisibility shield. I used it a couple of times and I actually have it on footage, so I'll just show you like 5 seconds right now so you can see how cool it is. Now, it may not look like it, but this thing is a beast and it's able to obscure you in very weird places, so if you wanted to hide for whatever reason, you can do so. And no, I'm definitely not showing it in another video just because I spent a lot of money on it and I have to get my money's worth. I'm definitely not doing that. Just look at it. This thing was expensive. We'll give 2 more seconds. Okay, you're good. Next segment. Now, if you're under the age of 30, this next secret technology was built directly for you, and that is the mosquito device. And what that is basically a speaker that plays a high-frequency sound called the mosquito tone that is basically used by governments and corporations for crowd control. So if you're ever in a crowded place and they want to get rid of you, they'll play this really annoying 20 hertz sound that's going to get you to a subconscious level to want to leave the place. A lot of your favorite stores actually have access to these devices as well, and they'll use this to basically deter loitering. So I'm going to play for you the tone right now. Let me know if you're able to hear it. All right, so again, if you're under the age of 30, you should be able to hear this. If you're older than 30, you probably won't. I guess you guys can let me know. And just a fair warning, a little bit of caution. This could like cause sickness in some people, so just be careful when listening to this. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I could hear it. So if you've ever heard this sound, that's what it is, a mosquito device, and it's trying to get you to leave a certain place. Governments use it, corporations use it. It's playing this entire time. You should be able to hear it. Okay, now it stops. That was 15 seconds of it. And while this is obviously a crazy revelation, something that I found that was even crazier is that governments and corporations even use things called vomit devices, which are basically mosquito devices paired with a lot of flashing lights to induce vomiting. So apparently low frequency sounds are really bad for your internal organs, and then when you couple it with obviously strobe lights and flashing lights, it gets you into a really bad place. So for the next 5 seconds, I'm going to do exactly that. So I'm going to put on screen some flashing lights. So just a fair warning for anybody who's photosensitive, coupled with the mosquito tone, and this is what it's going to look like. All right, here we go. If you look at this long enough, then this is their way of getting people to vomit. I think it's used for like prisoners of war and stuff. It's kind of like a torture device, what we're doing right now. Okay, enough of that. So now if you ever hear that sound, you know that they're trying to get rid of you. All right, guys, tons of fun playing with these secret technologies. Obviously, don't let anybody in on the fact that we played with them because they're secret. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to see more content, make sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.